Hello from gardening at Douentza here in Ireland, and I have a very exciting video for you today because I'm going to unbox this enormous box that has come from Inca Orchids in the Netherlands, and you'll never guess what's in here. Yeah, orchids. Okay, so welcome to the video, and this box arrived yesterday, but I've waited till this morning to actually unbox it with you, and that's because the light would just be better. And just for variety's sake, we've come over to this part of the house where we have the morning sunshine behind us, and hopefully it will give us good light if the doors don't swing closed in the meantime. So we are going to lash in here and unbox this amazingly big box. So come on in here and have a look. And first impressions are that I'm extremely impressed with how this is wrapped. Now what you may notice is that there's a split down here, and what it is 4 boxes taped together, and on each of the boxes is the name of the orchid. So I do know what I'm getting, it's not a surprise. And we shall, well, let's just open it and see what's going on. Okay, let's start opening up the box. And just to give you a little bit of background before we go much further, to say that Inca Orchids is a company in the Netherlands, in Nootdorp in the Netherlands, and they supply orchids to various places around Europe. So they supply them to, well, some stay in the Netherlands of course, but Germany, France, Spain, Ireland, Scandinavia, and you will recognise their logo from orchids that you pick up in various places where you buy orchids. And they are actually sending me these orchids in exchange for making a video, so lucky me, huh? Okay, let's get to opening them. And as we go here, there's a lot of tape. We shall remove them. Look at that. Isn't that coolly wrapped? Okay, so which one shall I open first? I will open this one first. And just a little bit more about Inca Orchids. They're a family-run business that's been going since 2007, and they produce potted orchids. So they don't actually hybridize orchids themselves, but what they do is they scour breeding houses and buy seedling orchids or orchids in flasks, and then they grow them on in their 2-hectare facility in the Netherlands. 2 hectares is about 4 acres, so 4 times as big as my garden. Be a super place to visit someday. And it takes about 4 years for them to fully test an orchid before they put it on the market. But in some cases, as one that I have here, it takes a bit longer. So that's just kind of like a bit of the background of where they're coming from and what they do to bring us orchids that are suited to, I guess, the home and the windowsill environment. Right, so I'm gonna just open it down here. And I'm hoping that, oh yeah, look. This will just open itself out. How fantastically boxed is that? Okay. Now, I'm wondering if it's attached in here, and it does seem to be. Do you know what? I'm going to cut up here. Now this came by courier, and the box is such that I think it has not been stored upside down or sideways or anything else. It was very clearly marked this side up, and I would be surprised if these orchids are in anything but perfect condition. I certainly hope so anyway. Okay, right. So, what have we got here? Now, with all excellent boxing. It is no easy feat to get them out, but I think we are there. And what we have here is a dancing lady type Oncidium orchid. Now this one is called Honeybee, and it has a scent, a mild scent, which I can't quite get at the moment because, well, you know, scents take a while to come out. And one of the things I absolutely love about Inca Orchids is that a majority of their orchids have nice scents. They choose ones that are going to smell nice in the home, and we all love something that's going to perfume our room. Okay, let's take this out. So I'm particularly fortunate today to be given new releases of Inca Orchids. So these are ones that they're newly bringing to market, and I get to try them out, so that's really good. Now what we have is beautiful spike here, a branching spike, as Oncidiums will tend to do, with these super little flowers on it. And can you come in there and have a look at a close-up of the flowers? We have my daughter Oriana today, who is camera woman and groaning. Okay, not our usual cameraman. Okay, so aren't they just gorgeous? A little bigger than normally the dancing lady type orchids, I think. And therefore, well, more to love. And let's just have a look down at the plant here. We've got a healthy plant with 2 pseudobulbs. Those bits there. And do we have another growth there? No, not yet. And here we have the Inca Orchid pot, and when you discover an Inca Orchid in one of your normal retail outlets, they will have this kind of pot on them, and I've seen them for sale in many places in Ireland. Johnstown Garden Centre has them, Avoca Hand Weavers has them, and other kind of like a little bit up marketplaces, but I think logo is particularly distinctive and we can recognise them that way. And I just take that stake out. No scent yet, but I'll keep you posted. Okay, that's the one. Let's move on now to the next one. And let's hope I manage to open this one quicker. So these are like little wardrobes, aren't they, with the door at the front that just swing open like that. And I think I'm going to have to cut up here as I did last time, so bear with me. Now, any of you who saw my Johnstown Garden Centre get-together video earlier on in the year, and I'll link to that, will have seen how I discovered an Inca Orchid during that trip. It was a beautiful white one, absolutely gorgeous with red markings, called Nippon, and it was in flower forever and ever now. Absolutely gorgeous, was in several orchid in bloom videos. It has finished blooming now, and I have repotted it, and I'll just briefly mention about repotting these Inca Orchids at the end of this video. Now, how did we do this last time? I think how pretty is this? Okay, so this is a new variety called Renaissance, Burrageara, if I'm not mistaken, which is a mix between Odontoglossum, Miltonia and Cochleoda, and Cochleoda is now Oncidium, if I'm not very much mistaken. I'm sure somebody is going to inform me down below whether that's the case or not. And the Burrageara also has, the Beallara, this is the Beallara, also has Brassia mix. Oops. Yeah, Beallara Renaissance, so Odontoglossum, Miltonia, Cochleoda and Brassia in the mix. And we will just take out that and we will luxuriate in those flowers. Check this out. Isn't that amazing? I'm going to try and see. I can get a bit of a scent already. Now this is meant to be beautifully fragrant. And look at it. That's gorgeous. Now these new hybrids, these Inca hybrids, aren't yet in the orchid register, so I couldn't check what the parentage was, but yeah, I guess in time they'll be registered and we will find out. And again, the Inca Orchids logo on their little sleeve. And this is a healthy looking plant. 2 pseudobulbs, one absolutely enormous, and a decent root system, potted in what is, I don't know if it's coconut husk or peat. I'm not mad, to tell the truth, about the potting mix, but that's not to worry, because as I did with my Nippon one, which I got earlier in the year, once the plant finishes flowering and you see new growth, it's time to repot, and you can just repot them in the normal way. It would bark and perlite and sphagnum, and you've a fabulous healthy orchid that's going to reward you. I really like that one, Renaissance. Okay, let's move on. Look at the lip as well. It's really, really pure white. Gorgeous. Did I mention Oncidium is my second favourite genus of orchids? My heart belongs to Cattleya, but Oncidiums really, I love Oncidiums too. Now, so where are we going with this? Okay, let's try this one next. And this one is another hybrid that Inca Orchids are introducing to their repertoire, and it's, if I'm very not much mistaken, they're exclusive in the Netherlands. So Inca Orchids are the exclusive supplier of this particular orchid in the Netherlands, as they are with about 50% of the orchids that they have in their nurseries. Now, this one is called Chayenne, and oh look, this just opens out like that. I'm going to cut that sellotape down the end. Whoa, Chayenne, you're causing me problems. You there. There. Ho ho! Now, oops, let's open the door here, get some light on the subject. Okay, so this is Burrageara Chayenne, a hybrid that Inca Orchids supplies exclusively in the Netherlands and elsewhere in Europe. And look at the colour. We have wrapping blowing everywhere. Let's just take this down so you can have a look. I've got 2 spikes here. Oh my god. Look at the amazing red on that. I don't have 2 spikes. I've got 3 spikes here. Holy moly. Now this is meant to be amazingly scented as well, but it's not coming out yet because it's been in transport, but I really look forward to that. Oh my god, no, I don't have 3 spikes. I have 4 spikes. Look at that. I think I've really hit the jackpot here. Okay. Now, and that's a lot of spikes. It's a healthy plant. We've got 3 suitables in here. You can see, and no new growths yet, but you know, this plant is an active flower and spikes, so I'm sure the new growths will come after it. Let's just go in and have a look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. Deep, deep red. And I thought this one here was quite red, but look at it in comparison to the other one. How fantastic. Ooh, I'm getting a scent from something. I think it's this one, I'm not quite sure, but it's coming out. Okay, pretty cool, huh? One more. And let's have a look at this one here. And again, I want to say thank you to Inca Orchids for sending me these beautiful plants that I am delighted with. And I will enjoy growing. Whoops! I already have a couple of Inca Orchids. I mentioned already the Nippon one, the Odontoblasm Nippon, but I also, my Sturbic Red was also Inca Orchid, which I picked up a good while ago, and that's still going and still flowering. And actually I think that's my husband's favourite orchid, he really loves that one. Okay, so this is the same style as the previous, as the first 2. I'm going to have to cut up here. Okay. Oh yeah, we have Miltonia Sunset. Now, Miltonia Sunset is a very, very desirable orchid. Just to clarify, it's not a Miltoniopsis. Oh no, because Miltoniopsis is very difficult to grow. This is a Miltonia, and it's a primary hybrid. So one of its parents was Reginalii, I think. Anyway, a species, Miltonia, and the other is a hybrid, a popular hybrid. So it's 100, well, it's very much Miltonia and not Miltoniopsis, and therefore, while it may be slightly more difficult to grow than the other ones, it has these amazing, amazing colours. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at those. Look at those flowers. Now there's no scent from the Miltonia Sunset, but it is an extremely desirable orchid. And look, I have a second spike there at the back. There, here. My camera woman isn't very used to recognizing orchid spikes. But wow, wow, isn't that fantastic? And I know all of you out there, you do all the rounds with all the orchid YouTubers. You probably saw Michael's Orchids channel, where he talks about Miltonia Sunset and the amazing difficulty sourcing it. Just, oh, such an amazing orchid. One of the flowers fell off. Okay, not to worry. I'm sure the others will stay on, and we do have a second spike, so I'm absolutely delighted to have that in my collection. Wow! Oops! Just came out of the pot. We need to be careful here. Okay, and this is quite a healthy plant. Lots of pseudobulbs. Now, it took Inca Orchids up to 5 years to actually test this and grow it from seedling size. So obviously, well, it was one that they knew was worth pursuing because it's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty. And this one's an absolute beauty as well. And you know what? This one, it's an absolute beauty too. And we couldn't forget the poor little Oncidium. Okay, right, so I guess that was my orchid unboxing video, courtesy of Inca Orchids in the Netherlands. If you are taking a visit to your local garden centre or your flower shop or your retailer that sells orchids, then do have a look out for Inca Orchids, and you can recognise them by this sleeve that the pots sit in with the little logo on, and there's a link there to their website where they have other information on how to care for their plants, because they want you to succeed with their plants as much as you want to succeed with their plants. Okay, right, hope you like this video, and if so, then check back for, well, lots more orchid and plant fun. Bye. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.